Anti-Pole with AC52. That was a pretty cool instrumental. Like, not the punk outline that you guys are probably expecting, but still a kind of cool instrumental as well. I mean, it flowed so nicely and like really cool, really catchy. Like, you know, it just wasn't too heavy, but wasn't too like mellow either. Kind of the perfect tone.
Yeah, it just had such a nice vibe all the way through it, and it kind of, you know, I've said before, I really like songs that build, and I like songs that take a kind of riff or a motif or a lick or whatever, and kind of build it, work it, and and really, really nicely. But the build was really subtle, so you could. I'm quite visual, I suppose. So if you kind of mapped that out, for me, it would definitely kind of go uphill, if you like. If I was drawing some sort of weird graph that no one else can understand because it's in my head at the moment, but it would kind of go uphill, but at a low angle, which I think was quite cool, whereas other songs kind of go uphill at a steep angle and have a different kind of impact, but it worked because of its subtlety for me, and I thought that was really nice. I love all the delays and reverbs and things like that, which I'm sure Brian will know more about the technical aspects of than me, but it was nice, is all I can say about that, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Anti-Pole for a while, and I think I've said before, I've seen a couple. I've been blessed to have them be on some playlists and stuff that I've seen on Spotify of my music and their music too. So a lot of people seem to have the same great tastes. I think their stuff is fantastic. It reminds me of an awesome version of Depeche Mode and a band called She Wants Revenge. And they explore a nice darkness where the music itself, they've really crafted the ability to make music dark, but at the same time, it can be somewhat bright. And it's not always, the nice thing is that they have a really nice ability to take mid-range notes and make them really dark instead of having a dark song that's based on low-range notes, which tends to happen a lot. So I think they're incredibly talented. I absolutely love all their material, and I'm always excited to see these guys. Fantastic. Absolutely good stuff.
Right on. So next up is a band called Useless Dogs. And the song's called Crawler Man. Dig this.
Sitting in a puddle waiting for you. Drawing at his best, he crawls like a pest. He sits in a puddle and all for you. Wake up and walk. You do this so. Stop staring at it, bugs. Wash your face with this glaze. Wash your face with this glaze.
Right on. That was Useless Dogs with Crawler Man. Now that was a rockin' tune for sure. Really cool. Like really did the vocals and really dug the hook to the song. Like really got into it right away.
Yeah, and you know what? It's again for me. It's it has punk elements to it. It was very punky. But what's really nice about some of this kind of what I'm now calling everything's punk is that it's not your crunchy overdrive or distorted guitar tone punk. It's the attitude and everything that goes with punk, but with a really nice tonality. So if you listen to, like we talked about the Sex Pistols earlier, and if you listen to Sex Pistols, if you listen to White Riot by The Clash, if you listen to any of that, they're brilliant tunes, and they're all about, you know, attitude and just being in your face and everything else. But tonally, they're really deliberately, I suppose, really raw and kind of, you know, harsh. What's nice about this is it's kind of cleaned up punk, but not in a not in a rubbish way,
right?
Not in a very good way. And just like little things, like, you know, it had that little guitar solo in it, and instantly I was like, tone. I love the tone. Like, you know, I want to steal that tone. It's really cool.
Yeah, I thought I was digging it. From in the very beginning, I heard a little bit of a Violent Femmes-esque feel in the very, very beginning, and I thought that was kind of cool. Throughout the song, I will agree the tone is really, really nice overall. It does have that old school kind of like Clash kind of feel to it, and every one of those guitar solos is nicely tucked in between all of the openings, so that it comes out just right at the right time. They're delightfully executed. They're right on. So I think that was really cool. I was into it. Nice. It was nicely done. Good stuff.
Right on. So next up we have a band called Burnt Out Wreck, and the song's called Swallow. Dig this.
Oh,
Burnt Out Wreck, or should I say AC/DC. That was really cool. That was totally an AC/DC song. And like I said off air, that was like Brian Johnson trying to be Bon Scott, but it was effing cool, man. Like, I really got into that. Like, I really dug it. Really, really cool tune. Well done.
Rock and roll. We're all going to say the same thing, and I'm sure they're aware of it, and I'm sure it's deliberate. They must have a massive AC/DC influence, and that's not a bad thing. So, you know, I saw AC/DC last year. It's one of the favourite gigs was it last year or the year before? One of my favourite gigs I've ever been to. Absolutely outstanding, and anyone that can. The thing is, and I guess the challenge is, if you're going to do that, you've got to be able to pull it off, and I haven't yet really come across a band that can at all, apart from arguably Airborne, who are very, very AC/DC influenced. But these guys really do. I mean, that guitar solo, that you wouldn't know if someone played you an Angus Young guitar solo on one of the, you know, that solo. And if you've never heard AC/DC before, I don't think you would know that it was two different guitarists, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think they're really accomplished, proper rock and rollers. So, yeah, nice.
Yeah, I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with it at all. I mean, there's definitely a huge amount of influence from AC/DC in there. I don't think that there's really too many other bands that we can say are influenced here in this particular example. I'm not sure if the rest of their work sounds like this or not, but I mean, we are truly one Velvet Suit Coat and one Gibson SG away from being at the AC/DC show. But again, as we can all agree, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. We all grew up with it. We all love it. We all appreciate it. I am interested to see if the rest of their stuff sounds like that. But it sounds. The nice thing about it is that even though it may sound very AC/DC-esque, we could pick out little differences that. Because we say, oh, it sounds like AC/DC except for this.
Right.
That's kind of the magic about it, because that's what makes it different, I think. So the guitar solos and stuff sound close to it, but they're not quite. Well, maybe that's because that's probably intentional. And maybe the tone of the guitar